Hello, and welcome to another edition of our weekly unboxing. Last week was actually a pretty fun week for keys. Pretty easy to push keys. Just big damage on trash packs because of the teaming with no ad buffs or anything. But let's get logged in and check it out. So I ended up flip-flopping a bunch last week. I actually did dungeons in all 3 different specs on my DK. I ran some as tank, some as unholy, and some as frost. I'm so torn about what I want to do anymore. It's hard to stay focused, and being this close to the end of the well, really the expansion's pretty much over. It's just, you know, just doing the dungeons and stuff like that, and you know. So right now I am unholy. I think I decided that unholy was actually pretty good for like raid bosses. Really good bursts at the beginning, and in general I felt like I was doing more damage. In dungeons though, like I was doing good damage, but I don't know what I want to do in dungeons yet. But I did check, and the last time that I got any weapons for any one-handed weapons anyway was February 25th. So, and I got them all that 1 week. I got every single one-handed weapon I have, and I generally roll frost spec. Yeah, so I'm frost spec right now, just trying to get a better weapon, because otherwise the gear's the same. I got the weapon that I want for unholy and really for tanking too, the Devastation's Hour. So yeah, we'll just hope for a frost weapon. If I can get a good frost weapon, I think frost is going to be better. At least in Mythic Plus. I'll probably still do unholy for raids. It flows better for me for raids because it's even though you're stacking haste, it's still slower than the frost is. But anyway, let's just log in and check it out. So I'd also take a good trinket, but a weapon would be the main thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is like 5 weeks in a row that I've gotten a ring. At least this is a crit haste ring, so that's good. It's got a lot of haste on it too. Seal of questionable loyalties, 185 crit, 405 haste, 15 corruption. Your critical strikes have a chance to increase critical strike by 31 for 30 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. This is probably a good ring for me, so let's not ignore that. But just to give you an idea, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings that I've gotten from weekly chests since the beginning of the season. Now, I don't know off the top of my head how many weeks the season is, but 6 is an awful lot just to get rings. So I'm pretty sad about that. At least this one's crit haste, I suppose. Yeah, and technically I guess I could try to get enough stuff to put a gem slot in it. And, you know, it's probably good. Having the stacking critical strike will be good as well. But key is a 15 King's Rest. Fortified, Bolstering, Skittish, and Awakened. Fortified bolstering, so that's just kill adds evenly, they are harder, and then they are less likely to stay attached to the tank, which skittish doesn't really do a whole lot, to be honest, especially if your DPS is smart. Bolstering, it's really easy to get out of control. King's Rest, what you run into with King's Rest is there's like the little dispellable ads where they have no health, you just dispel them and they go away. They still cause bolstering, so you can get a really big ad if you do that incorrectly. Overall, it won't be too bad. Like I think we're pretty good about killing ads evenly. I'm sure there'll be times where we'll just have a really big ad and just deal with it. But maybe I'll go for a cut of death in there. But anyway, I can't believe that. Another ring. That's so many rings. I'm actually getting. We'll check another key here. I'm actually getting pretty annoyed with all of. A while back they were claiming they were trying to make the game simpler, so they took out stats. I remember when talent trees were like 80 points or something like that, and so it was a little bit more in depth on your build and stuff like that. And they're like, nope, it's going to be 6 points. So they went from like 80 points to like 6 points, and I don't remember exactly the amount of points before. And so now there's just six different talent points, or actually it's more than that, but 7, I guess. So 7 different talent points. And then they went in and they're like, okay, well, there's going to be Azurite gear. So now you have to deal with, okay, I need certain Azurite traits to and you have to have the right ones. And it's different if you want to do AoE or single target and stuff like that. And they're like, okay. Also, you have this neck thing where you give yourself a buff. You have different things that you can add to your neck to make your neck do stuff. And it's like, okay, there's another mechanic. And then they're like, okay, also we have corruption. So now you need the right corruption. And I'm honestly, it's just so exhausting. Especially when you're trying to just casually play some some alts and stuff like that. But I'm looking forward. I think I haven't really done any research on Shadowlands yet, but I think it's going to be streamlined. I've heard no corruption, no Titan forging, which I'm glad for. I won't be sad to see it go, but hopefully it's fun. Anyway, I digress. Hunter. So the big thing for him, I guess, I do have, some 440s still. So pants, a belt, some good corruption would be good. Right now for corruption, I'm using just mastery buffs, really. I don't have a lot of corruption on him. I have some other things, some like Twilight Devastation and stuff like that, but it's all lower item level stuff, so I'd rather just get some nice stuff. So right now I have a Void Ritual, increase mastery chance, and increase the amount of mastery you gain from all sources by 12%, which that's just straight damage, so can't go wrong with that. I know like the crit stuff would probably be better, but let's just open it up and check it out. Sorry if I got a little complaining about the corruption. Oh good, my favorite thing, rings. 470 ring, hasted and mastery. We'll see if this is going to be better. Let's see. It's the protecting bit band, 466 haste, 116 mastery, 20 corruption. So that's a lot of corruption for a ring. Your spells and abilities have a chance to increase your haste by 728 for 4 seconds. So that's a pretty good amount of haste. It is the second half of the Mechagon rings, which I don't think I have any others on this guy. Doesn't look like it. So the secondary half of it is like, then you absorb the next magic damage. So it's kind of more of a tanking thing. Will it be better? I'm not sure. I think it might, because it doesn't have crit, it might be tough. Although that's a lot of haste, so that would actually be pretty good. Probably replace my 435 with a gem slot on it. I don't know. A lot of times on the characters that I don't feel like doing as much research on, I just run a sim and just kind of go with what it says. So his key is an 11 King's Rest. Okay, so far 2 King's Rest keys. I don't think there's a lot of stuff you can get as a hunter in King's Rest, but whatever. Moving on. One thing I should do is I should really pick an alt that I really want to play and just get his cloak to max level, because I tend not to do any of the cloak stuff. So I did do a key on my paladin. Sorry, paladin. I don't want to be confused for paladin. He's a friend of mine. I think trinkets. I really would like a Resin's Gleaming Eye or Butcher Block on him. But most things, let's see, what did I do? I did a 10, so we'll see what we get. Maybe a good weapon. Some good corruption. Pants. Crit haste pants. Ooh, oh, 75. Ah, so close. Infinite Stars. I got excited. I thought it was Twilight Devastation. Yeah, so this is a lot of corruption. The Infinite Stars is good for single target, which mostly I've been doing dungeons. So I don't know if it's going to be worth it in dungeons. Really nice stats, though. Definitely run Sims. It'd be pretty much the only corruption I could wear at that point. Right now I have a Void Ritual and increase the amount of mastery you gain from all sources, and increase the amount of haste you gain from all sources, and a level 1 Twilight Devastation in my gloves. So, and it's 75, and like his cloak is not, it's like level 7 or something, level 9 I guess. So I could gain some resistance. Right now it's only at 45, so this week resistance goes up to 62. So I could gain almost 20 resistance there. Per usual, I'll just, you know, run some Sims, play a lot. It's the problem is I'll spend like an hour sitting in town, just looking at gear, running Sims, and then I'm not doing anything. I'm not running visions or any of that stuff. So his key is a 9 junkyard. I don't like junkyard. It's too open. But anyway. Moving on. Now, I did play an additional character this week. I was playing my monk. And I was like, oh, I'll get some keys in. You know, he's pretty low eye level at this point. And for some reason, they drug me through a 14 key. Much to Chuggins' dismay. So, I was doing okay, but I mean, obviously, he's only level 440 at this point. I do think a weapon would be what I would want the most from him. And the Residium is actually going to help me quite a bit. I'll be able to jump up quite a bit. I got a 405 helmet and a 420 shoulders right now. So, if I can at least buy 2 pieces, that would be good. But a weapon would be the best. I love weapons, even though I never get them. Boots. Echoing Void boots. So these are the Mercenary Miner's boots: haste, versatility, speed, and then 35 corruption. Which gives you Echoing Void, dealing 0.6% of your health as shadow damage. It's probably pretty good. I don't really have a lot of corruption on him, so I'll take pretty much anything. So far, I just have Ineffable Truth, which is essentially nothing, and Void Ritual. I just saw rank 1 Void Ritual. So I only have 5 corruption, so I could probably just put those on and be fine. I don't like to run a lot of... I'm actually getting pretty annoyed with running away from things from beyond and stuff like that. Oh, I had a higher level ring. I hadn't even messed with it. That puts me exactly at 40 corruption. His cloak is literally level 1. So if I... Oh, excuse me, rank 2. So if I did a couple of visions on him, that'd get him back under 40. Thing from beyond. So that'll be pretty easy to wear. His key is a 13 Shrine of the Storm. Oh, it's my second least favorite place to go. Toldagor is my least favorite, I think, but Shrine is pretty close. A pretty close second least favorite place to go. Plus, it's a 13. I don't know. I don't really have any business being in those high keys yet, but we'll see. It was fun just to bounce around. I like the way they jump. So he just does like a little... You know, I like the idea of a monk. My original monk, I actually transferred him to Ally to play with some friends from work. And I hated Ally. I hated their server. It was really low pop. So I abandoned him there. And with my Shadowlands boost, I made another monk. So, Panda Jer. Alright, moving on. We got one more key to check. My Demon Hunter. I do think the Demon Hunter is making the most sense to me in keys right now. You know, they've always been really powerful AoE classes, and they're fast too. I ran a key on my Death Knight, and it was a Panda and Cairo and some of the Pharaoh's Pantaloon crew, and I was so slow because it was like, you know, a monk tank, a monk DPS, a warrior DPS, and I was behind on my Death Knight, so I'd get up there and they'd already be fighting everything. So I am really wanting a weapon though. That's what I want the most. Be the best increase for me. I do have some lower pieces, so I have a 455 belt, which I do have a higher belt, but this one's got the gem slot. So ultimately, if I got a nice 475 weapon with Twilight Devastation, I could ditch these Twilight Devastation boots and go from there. So yeah, we'll go with that. And let's make it be a Krog Tusk too. That'd be perfect. More boots. Maybe they got Twilight Devastation on them. I'm afraid to look. Nope. Spark Dampening Foot Pads. Versatility and Mastery. 35 Corruption. So that's a lot of corruption. Your spells and abilities have a chance to increase your mastery by 915 for 10 seconds. Boo. I got boots last week, I guess. Mindflay boots. So that's boots 2 weeks in a row. I assume I got the boots last week. They're both versatility and mastery. They both have the exact same numbers for that, 142 and 110. These just have mind flays on them, and these have mastery buff. Whatever. Maybe there's weapons in the game. Maybe they removed them, patched out. That's the only thing I can assume. Let's see. Oh, his key. Check Residium here. I do have enough for Residium piece. I think I'm gonna just hold off on that for now. I would probably get shoulders. It's my only 465, but his key is a 16 motherload, so that's not too bad. I do like, I was shown kind of a different way to do motherload, which I like a lot. Basically, you go down the first hill, and then you kill basically everything around in the first area, and then you can skip. You skip the second area with all the rats and stuff like that. You only have to kill a little bit, so well, one good key. That's an easy key. Of course, I've already done one at a high level, so. Well, not on this guy though, so. Anyway. Well, those are the keys. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I ran more than I intended to last week, but that's what happens, I suppose. Yeah, I do still work right now. I know a lot of people are working from home. I actually still have to go out. I go to people's houses every day, actually. So it's interesting. I don't do as much as I used to. We don't go inside the houses anymore. But I still go out and work every day. So I hope everybody is having an okay time with all this that's going on. But I don't want to talk about it because I'm tired of hearing about it, to be honest. The radio is just nonstop all day. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.